Africans who were surviving without engaging in waged labor are now forced through laws to engage in waged labor because they must now pay taxes. If you don't pay taxes, they come and burn down your houses, they come and dispossess you of the animals that you needed for your own subsistence and survival. Dominions that were controlled by the Boers, the Afrikaners, Transvaal and Orange River Colony, and then the British controlling the Cape and Natal. The major players in mining of diamonds and in the mining of gold were people and companies that were associated or had the approval of the British Empire. So you had some degree of ethno-racial capitalism, which said that only the descendants of British or those who respected British Empire must be involved in the productive sectors of the economy. That is why there was no major mining company that was associated with the Afrikaners. It was mostly in 1886. There was then discovery of gold in the area called Witwatersrand, Johannesburg currently. So with the discovery of gold, they then realized that there is a problem with sourcing a lot of black workers who must come and work in the mines because these mines were labor absorptive, meaning that we needed a lot of people to go and dig the diamonds, to dig the gold, because now they were beginning to institutionalize all these extraction activities. To come back to the point which I wanted to raise now is that then when they realized that there is a crisis of shortage of labor, they then passed an act called the Glen Grey Act, which now forced all Africans to pay taxes. To say that for you to exist in the Cape, you must pay tax. You must pay tax, and the tax must be paid through money. So you must be engaged in waged labor. So the Glen Grey Act was passed with the support of Jan van Riebeeck, not Jan van Riebeeck, of Cecil John Rhodes, who said that let us pass this law in order to remove these black people from the life of sloth and laziness. Let us teach them the dignity of labor and make them give some return for our wise and good government. That is what Cecil John Rhodes said. And you will know that during that period, Cecil John Rhodes who was a student of colonialism in Oxford University. He was then engaged in colonial voyages, which established territories he named after himself, Rhodesia, which is currently Zambia and Zimbabwe, one being southern, the other one being northern Rhodesia, as a result of what got to happen. So, comrades, this is this is the context of a situation that discovery of gold, discovery of diamonds, Africans who were surviving without engaging in waged labor are now forced through laws to engage in waged labor because they must now pay taxes. If you don't pay taxes, they come and burn down your houses, they come and they come and dispossess you of the animals that you needed for your own subsistence and survival as a people. Then the laws, the repressive laws, began to be much more brutal because there is now discovery of precious minerals here in the part we call South Africa today. And for that period, although you had the dominions that were controlled by the Boers, the Afrikaners, which is Transvaal and Orange River Colony, and then the British controlling the Cape and Natal. Let's call them 4 provinces. The major players in the mining of diamonds and in the mining of gold were people and companies that were associated or had the approval of the British Empire. So you had some degree of ethno-racial capitalism, which said that only the descendants of British or those who respected the British Empire must be involved in the productive sectors of the economy. And the Boers were then engaged in agriculture in a larger scale than they were involved in the mining activities. That is why there was no major mining company that was owned or associated with the Afrikaners during that particular period. It was mostly companies that were associated with the British Empire. At the forefront of that was Cecil John Rhodes, who founded the Beers. The Beers later on was reconstituted into Anglo-American. Anglo-American literally got to own almost the whole of South Africa, of the whole of Southern Africa, in terms of the control of all the mining activities that were happening at that particular period. I want to highlight something that is very important within that context. That so 1886 is discovery of gold, and then in 1870 you then had the nascent development of African political consciousness. Because before that, Africans used to fight against colonial settlers as clans, as tribal groups. Our resistance to colonialism, it was as clans and as tribal groups. We never had a consolidated African conscious resistance to colonialism. We always fought against them as and when they came into contact with us. We always fought.
There you have it, guys. Our African leaders try to do their best, in their speeches, and try to make speeches that actually to show, their efforts in trying to help manage the challenges which Africa is actually facing through and has been facing through since the colonial times. And so we here to really listen to these speeches and to share our thoughts in the comments. And so whatever it is you guys think about these speeches, please do share your thoughts in the comments.
Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.